I do think that I am funny because I went through so much pain. I think that humor I know that humor comes from pain, and I think the funniest people have been hurt the most. That's my personal opinion.
Right.
You know, when people go on stage and they're so fucking funny, I'm like, that person has gone through shit.
Right. For
I
sure.
really believe that.
For sure. You ever look at comics who haven't been through anything and you go, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, you're too okay.
Yeah. You're like, why are you doing this?
There's so many comics who are just clever. I never laugh at clever comedy.
No.
And people do. Like, they'll do well on stage, but I'm
Louis
like,
said something great once. It's like, I forget, did Louis say it? I forget who said it. I think it was Louis, where it was like, it's comedy for people who went to Vassar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was it might not have been Louis, but somebody, it was like that type of, where it's like, it's very well thought out.
Yeah, I've never laughed at Seinfeld. Now, he's a great writer. I've never once laughed at a thing.
Here's the most brilliant thing, because he's technically one of the most brilliant comics. I'm sure he'd love me. That's sarcastic. But the one time I really laughed at him is he did a speech for the Clio Advertising Awards where he goes, it was the funniest thing that I've ever seen him do because it was the most real. Ben can get it up. This is him being the most real I've ever, hold on one second. This is him being the most real I've ever seen. It is one of my favorite things I've ever seen a comic do, because the thing with him is some of his jokes are so technically brilliant.
They're brilliant.
They're
a
brilliant.
Brilliant writer.
But there is sort of, you feel like you don't know him at all.
That's my thing. That's what I'm saying. This is just my personal opinion.
But here, if you watch this to me is one of the best things, because now I do kind of feel like I know him if you watch this.
Right.
I am excited to win this. This is the award they give you when they don't think you can actually win one. But they think you've done a pretty good job and seem to have been around for quite some time, and that's how I got it. I would like to thank Ogilvy and Mather and American Express for getting me into this business. That was the first time I did it. I would like to thank my manager, George Shapiro, my incredible wife, Jessica, and Amirati for keeping me going. I love advertising because I love lying. In advertising, everything is the way you wish it was. I don't care that it won't be like that when I actually get the product being advertised, because in between seeing the commercial and owning the thing, I'm happy. And that's all I want. Tell me how great the thing is going to be. I love it. I don't need to be happy all the time. I just want to enjoy the commercial. I want to get the thing. We know the product is going to stink. We know that, because we live in the world and we know that everything stinks. Yeah. We all believe, hey, maybe this one won't stink. We are a hopeful species. Stupid, but hopeful. But we're happy in that moment between the commercial and the purchase. And I think spending your life trying to dupe innocent people out of hard-won earnings to buy useless, low-quality, misrepresented items and services is an excellent use of your energy.
That's different than what he does.
That's right. This is why I love it. Here, keep watching. This is great.
Because a brief moment of happiness is pretty good. I also think that just focusing on making money and buying stupid things is a good way of life. I believe materialism gets a bad rap. It's not about the amount of money. Nothing's better than a Bic pen, a VW Beetle, or a pair of regular Levi's. If your things don't make you happy, you're not getting the right things. This will all be in my new book, Soulful Materialism, which is in the planning stages at this moment. I have always wanted a Clio. I don't know much about it, but I know it's a good award, because in 1991, they screwed up this whole presentation and there were a bunch of awards left over, and all of these ad people here climbed up onto the stage and tried to grab them. So to me, that says this means something. That really happened, and it's my all-time favorite award show occurrence because it was so honest. People just said, I want a damn Clio, and they went for it. And that is why I am happy right now. I got this. I didn't really win it, but I got it. And tomorrow, I don't know where this is gonna be. It'll be somewhere. Eventually I'll be dead. Someone will just take it or sell it or throw it out. That's fine. I'm happy now. The same way those executives were in 1991 when they ran onto this stage and grabbed trophies that weren't theirs. But it trumped up their phony careers and meaningless lives. So thank you all.
I mean,
for
it's
this
like,
great
so that
honor for,
I
for
saw that
all
and I was
your
like,
great
this
work.
is like this moment.
It's real
Yeah, it's totally real
and dark.
and dark.
But he's not. I've watched him a million times.
Yeah, it's not
and
his usual thing.
It's safe and it's not real a lot. It's just.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a different thing. What do you think, like, is happening, with comedy right now where you have a lot of comics who are cool and you have a lot of people that seem like they are on stage to make a point, and they feel like they're a gay comic or they're a comic of color or they're a comic or they're a trans comic. It doesn't feel like the community of comics feels more divided and splintered now than it's kind of ever been. It feels like the identity of comic, to me, is such a powerful, strong identity. It should unite all these different groups of people under that umbrella. It doesn't seem to anymore. It seems to be weirdly balkanized. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is divided. A lot of comics have gone at each other, which I am not used to. It
Right.
was very united for my entire career.
Yeah.
And now people are incredibly judgmental of each other. I personally have never judged comics for what they do, so it's very odd for me to see comics going at each other.
Yeah.
I could hate someone's act, be disgusted by it, hear what they have to say and want to vomit and want them to die, but I still believe they have the right to say it.
Right.
So, and I just, I laugh at what's funny. And I just think the funniest people should get hired for work.
That's right.
So it's just, I don't know what's going on.
Good luck with that point of view.
I know. I just keep doing what I do and saying what I say, and I don't let anyone silence me.